This is a campaign. This is our campaign. Yeah. Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Come on in and sit down and kick your seat back. We got a lot to talk about and you know I spaz. See, this the people showing, yeah, I'm gonna get a bag. But we gon' kick the truth first and make these niggas mad. Politics, news, trending topics, yeah, I do all that. Better than everybody that do all that. Wait, this a diss record or a podcast?
Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast.
Come on in and sit down and kick your seat back. We got a lot to talk about and you know I spaz. See, this the people showing, yeah, I'm gon' get a bag. But we gon' kick the truth first and make these niggas mad. Politics, news, trending topics, yeah, I do all that. Better than everybody that do all that.
Welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast.
Hey. All right. That's enough of that shit. Okay, yeah. So welcome to the Church of Joe Stone podcast. I'm your host, Joe Stone. I have my co-host here with me, Shan. Hold on, let me start the actual podcast. I am Joe Stone, and this is the Church of Joe Stone podcast. Welcome, and we have an amazing show for you tonight. We're going to be starting off tonight talking about DaBaby, that whole situation with him and the LGBTQ community, and we also have some crazy Reddit stories that we're going to be getting to later on tonight. But yeah, we're going to lead off with the first thing. Shan, how you doing, man? You just, I don't know if you want to talk about your personal life, but you had a lot of stuff going on recently. How you doing?
I did. I'm doing good, y'all. I just got married or whatever, you know. Yay! So I had a lot going on.
Okay, so how was that? How was the married life treating you?
It's good. It's really good. Let me tell you how we threw together a wedding in a week. That shit is crazy to me. Like, we threw that wedding together in a week.
Okay, so how'd it go? Tell me about it.
Cause we just wanted to get it over with. You know, we wanted our families to be there. It started out with 10 people and turned out into having like 75, 80 people. So we were just like, forget it. We're just gonna go ahead and have a wedding, and that's what we did. Do that together. Dope. Thanks, Amazon.
Hey, shout out Amazon with the wedding coming through. All right, bet. Look, if you ever got to get married fast, man, Amazon's where you got to get. We need a sponsorship, goddamn. We're going to be sending them people over there. All right, so let's get to it. So the first thing I want to start off with, I'm going to go through the article real quick, even though you kind of already know the information. And if you're watching this on TikTok, you won't be able to see the entire podcast. You got to go to the link in the bio, and you can watch it on YouTube and actually catch the live show, because you're not watching the whole thing. You're just watching me talk. You're not hearing like my co-host and seeing all the cool shit. So yeah, if you want to see the whole podcast, go to YouTube. But anyway, if somebody put that in the comments so I could tag that, that would be dope if somebody wrote that in the comments for me. But anyway, I want to talk about DaBaby because and look, the crazy thing is that this story is like 5 days old. Now, last year, during the Donald Trump era of news, there is no goddamn way that this story would have got this much publicity for this long. It just wouldn't happen. Nobody cared about anything this small that much. But because the news cycle is really slow now, like you're going to see it. I'm a professional. I do this shit. The news cycle used to be about a day. You got a day to talk about that shit because tomorrow 10 other things going to happen. And if you don't talk about it, nobody's going to care about it that day unless it's something really big. Maybe you got 3 days. It's been over the weekend, like 5 days, and people still care about this DaBaby thing, and they're piling on when it comes to him. So what happened? Well, DaBaby had, and I'm going to play the clip so we can have the full story. But DaBaby had a show where he made a comment to his fans, and the LGBTQ community lost their shit. This is what he had to say. I'm about to play it right now.
You didn't show up today with HIV, AIDS, any of them deadly sexual transmitted diseases that'll make you die in 2-3 weeks. Put a cell phone light in the air. Lady, if your pussy smell like water, put a cell phone light in the air. Fellas,
lights up.
Fellas, if you ain't sucking dick in the parking lot, put your cell phone lights in the air.
Let's be real about this shit.
Yeah, keep it fucking real.
Some of y'all suck.
So that's what DaBaby had to say. He had to say what? If you have HIV, if you don't have HIV or AIDS, put your hands in the air, whatever makes some noise. He told the ladies if your pussy don't stink, and then told the guys if you're not sucking dick. And apparently, the LGBTQ community got very mad that DaBaby was telling people to clap for the guys that did not suck dick in the audience. I mean, I guess. So after that happened, all hell broke loose, and DaBaby decided to respond again with this.
I wasn't going on no rant. That's called a call to action. That's what that's called, because I'm a live performer. I'm the best live performer. I'm the live show killer. You interact with your fans. You get what I'm saying? Look, all the lights went up, gay or straight. You want to know why? Because even my gay fans don't got fucking AIDS, stupid ass. They don't got AIDS. My gay fans, they take care of themselves. They ain't going for that. They ain't no nasty gay. See what I'm saying? They ain't no junkies. You know what I'm saying? On the street. And here you talking about. Then I said, if you ain't suck dick in the Rolling Loud parking lot, put your cell phone light up. You know what my gay fans did? Put that motherfucking light up, Because my gay fans, they ain't got. They ain't going for that. They got class. They ain't sucking no dick in no park.
He trying so hard to make this like a thing, bro. Like he trying so hard.
Like, you got to get a room, a good one, 5-star hotel for them niggas. Or goddamn, yeah, you got to wait till they go to the crib. They ain't just finna be out here just doing no anything. Yeah.
My gay fans really use protection. This was a horrible apology. But actually, it's not. Look, this is the thing that gets me mad. If you know guys like DaBaby, see, this is the thing I feel like I have to translate for not white America, but like popular America, right? They don't know DaBaby, right? You ain't never met it. A lot of these people who are fans of DaBaby ain't never met a DaBaby in their life, okay? I'm gonna tell you something. DaBaby is from the real streets. He's really hood. And this is him trying to be as woke as possible. Like him saying, hey, my gay fans, they don't have AIDS. If you want to fuck with them, you got to come correct. Like to him, that's him being the most positive, open-minded motherfucker in the world. That's the best that he can do. I'm gonna be honest with you. That's my only problem with it. Like I understand y'all mad, but I don't see like why niggas is all the way pissed off. But that's kind of what I got for this. So look, we had the response, and then he did another response today where he goes into more detail, and he says what? Let's see. He needed education. So look, he made a post on Instagram. After that apology didn't work, he got dropped from more festivals. At this point, he's been dropped from like 5 or 6 of them, very big festivals, so probably a lot of money on the table. And he's been replaced with other artists. But this is what he had to say, I guess, today or yesterday. Social media moves so fast that people want to demolish you before you even have the opportunity to grow, educate, and learn from your mistakes. As a man who has had to make his own way from very difficult circumstances, having people I know publicly working against me, knowing that what I needed was education on these topics and guidance has been challenging. He went on to thank those who came to him with kindness, who reached out to him privately to offer wisdom, education, and resources. That's what he says he needed, and it was received. So, he's been, like I said, he's been pulled from Lollapalooza, Park Life Festival. There was another festival in Austin he got pulled from. So yeah, he missed a lot of money. Shit got real. He had to make another apology. But I don't know. I've been rambling on. I'm going to let Shondell hop in so we can go back and forth a little bit. Because I know she got something to say about this shit. So let me hear it. What you got?
Well, I don't really talk about my... But, and if you're following me, LGBT community, he from the streets. I get it. He doesn't really know too much about what he's talking about when it comes to HIV and all that. So comes to talks like that. What took me out, what made me look at him sideways was the none of my gay fans are nasty. They're not out. No, they're not out here with HIV, dummy. They're not nasty. That's what kind of like threw me off, because it's like, you don't have to be nasty to get HIV. There's plenty of people out here that are having sexual activity with people who they don't know have HIV. There's people out here who are being raped by people that, might have the virus, and they contract. Some people may have contracted it through birth, their parents, and they contracted it through birth. You have to watch what you say. It's a time and a place. I feel like it was not the time and the place for him to say that. He could have just been like, your hands in the air if you out here making your hands in the air if you out here being throw your phones in the air if you're out here doing your damn thing, like something in that aspect. He said a little bit too much for me. I get it.
Do you think he deserves everything that's happening right now?
Aspect too.
But this is a better question. Do you think he deserves everything that's happening right now? You LGBTQ, you know what I'm saying? You in the community. Were you offended? Do you think he should be losing shows? Do you think his money should be stopped? Do you think the press should be talking about it this much? Is it that big of a deal? And if it is, I'm not saying it's not. If it is, that's fair enough. But is it really Is all of this warranted? That's all I'm asking. Do you believe so? Now, if you say yes, I'm not gonna knock you. I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I can't say if it is or isn't. You know what I'm saying? What is big to me might not be big to somebody else. You get what I'm saying? And it's like the entire world is looking at the situation and still talking about it. You get what I'm saying? So
personally, were you were you offended? And then number two, do you think that he deserves, I guess, this level of scrutiny? And should he be having to go through all this? I guess.
In some ways, I feel like, there is a consequence for your actions. You speak
True.
out of term and don't understand what you're saying, the things will happen. You know what I'm saying? You got to take responsibility for that. I feel like his first apology, he should have threw that in the trash. He should have just let his publicist write that third apology.
I think the first apology, he just shouldn't have done it. Like, to be honest, I feel like the only reason why things are getting blown out of proportion, because I saw what happened, right? When everybody blew up, right? When the first clip of the video that I played, the first clip came out and everybody was talking about what he had to say about the LGBTQ community. And so when I saw that, I forgot what he said. Like, I remembered it and then I saw everything because it wasn't that big of a deal to me. So I forgot that he did. I don't know why in my mind I thought it was worse. And then when I just listened to it right here, I'm like, wait. He didn't actually go at the LGBTQ community in his original thing. He said 3 separate things. If you don't have HIV or AIDS, scream in the air. I don't necessarily think that is offensive to people with HIV. You probably should just be quiet during that part of the goddamn show. Oh, that was funny as fuck to me. I don't give a fuck who you are. That was funny. All right, so I'm just saying, I don't think he was going to try to, when he said it, I think he was trying to be shocking. I think he was trying to be a performer, and I think it was off the top of his head. And hell, he probably did say it before, and he was just trying to elicit a reaction, because we know sometimes you've been in performance. I've been in a lot of performances. I was a rapper before I was a podcaster, and sometimes you got to say some wild shit to get people, now it's DaBaby, he probably didn't have this problem, but to get people like, making noise. So if you got HIV, be quiet, everybody starts screaming. You know what I'm saying? I've seen shit in the club like that a million times. I've seen a million times. Your pussy not dirty, screaming at air ladies, and I didn't seen that a million. That's old stuff. That is like day one performance stuff. And then when he got to, if you're not sucking dick, I mean, of course, I don't see how that's offensive. I see how if you got to be quiet during that part, but he's not saying, look, if you suck dick, you a punk ass bitch. Like, he ain't say nothing crazy. He just said, you gotta be quiet. So I don't really, I guess I don't understand the offense, but again, it's not me. I don't know if he had said, if you black, if you white, be quiet. I don't know. Would that have been offensive to black people? I don't fucking know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. So I mean, I guess he was naming a bunch of, okay, now I understand. I just answered my own question. He was naming a bunch of bad things. And so by saying, do you suck dick? That's bad. HIV, I guess that's bad. You know what I'm saying? So I guess that's it. And then by lining them all up together like that, then you gave them all the same connotation of being negative. And then there are people in these groups who feel a certain type of way. But again, one thing I like to point out in these situations is it's never the groups of people that have the problem. I'm pretty sure that this whole thing, I have not seen one LGBTQ person actually give a shit about this. I've only seen celebrities and businesses taking up for a community that probably didn't really care to begin with about little DaBaby saying anything in this goddamn show. That's all I'm saying. Now, do you agree with that? Or have you seen the community actually get mad? I'm not in the community. Maybe you know better than me.
They are mad. I'm not even.
Oh, they okay.
I just
Look, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Go ahead.
I just actually had this conversation yesterday. Like, they are upset because he is so, and I get what you're saying. It's like he kind of associated HIV, sucking dick, and all this other stuff with his second apology being gay. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like he could have just let his publicist write his apology, not make a video. Yeah. Not trying to justify his actions.
So you think? So do you think?
Offend somebody?
So this is my question: do you think the apology was worse than the offense? Are more people mad
Oh
about
yeah,
the apology?
apology was way worse.
Okay. We can agree on
Apology.
that. We agree 100%. I 100% agree with you because I can understand how the apology got offensive. And the thing, and again, I always want to put this out here. You know, we like to judge ourselves by our intent, and we like to judge other people by their actions. And I do believe that you're supposed to be judged by your actions at the end of the day. But also, like I said, knowing a DaBaby, and you know this as well, I'm pretty sure. That was genuinely him trying to fix it. Like, he wasn't even trying to be funny. It's not like me, where if I'm apologizing, it's probably going to be some slick comments in there that, like, if people want to say, oh, Joe Stone being a dickhead, like, you can say that. But for him, that was him genuinely giving his best to try to fix the situation. Go ahead, Shane. I'm sorry. I interrupted you. Go ahead.
I think what dug the knife in was the apology and then getting on Twitter and being arrogant about it. That's what did it. I can't hear you.
No, you was right. I was talking to TikTok. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Okay.
But yeah, it's the apology and then being arrogant on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? You can't apologize. Well, give a half-ass apology and then say all this smart-ass shit on Twitter. Like, you made a mistake, learn from it, grow from it. Let your publicist write your apologies from now on, because now we know that you cannot apologize. Ever. And move on.
Well, and look, I 100% agree with you. I think he should have let his his publicist, which is the same shit, his publicist handle it. Yeah, it was a sticky situation, and if you don't have the skills or the knowledge to deal with it, then just hand it off. Yeah, and I don't think okay, so now this is something I want to get into the comments, and there's two arguments I've heard a lot, and we're going to address them. The first argument I've heard a lot, which is, what's the first one? And somebody just said it. Oh, these same companies that are getting mad at him for saying something about LGBTQ people have no problem about him rapping about killing, or him or other artists in general, rapping about killing, murdering, and all types of crime. But you cherry pick this one because it's the hot topic. But if you had to, eliminate rappers based on the crazy shit that they say, there wouldn't be anybody for you to book. So what does that mean? Like, where do we go from there with the LGBTQ community? Is it just because they're louder and that's the reason why, or because there's somebody actually offended by? I don't know. What you think?
I kind of agree with that. I feel like this: if you're gonna fight one topic, you need to fight them all. You can't, and it is a double standard. I'm actually reading the comments, but it's like, you can't, in one hand, be fighting for a cause for the LGBT community because somebody said this and that, which really wasn't directed to them until he made that apology, and he just kind of threw that in there. But I don't think he threw it in there to put them in a category as having HIV. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he did that intentionally. He just doesn't know how to word his stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
But you can't fight one battle and then turn around and have them jumping on stage saying, yeah, these bitches, these hoes suck my dick, all this other stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
It doesn't match. He is a rapper. And rappers have been talking like this forever. Since music has started. You get what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, it's a lose-lose situation for real. Because you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
I think DaBaby should have went. Now, tell me if you agree. Now, you're probably not going to agree with this, but this is just real hip-hop. Now, this ain't about right or wrong. This is just about strategy. If I was DaBaby, I think I would have took, oh, man, I wish he wouldn't did that second apology. I wouldn't did the second apology, but I think he should have rolled with Boosie when Boosie was like, fuck all that shit. You do you, and if they mad, let them be mad. And I think he should have rolled with it, and I think he should have went the Boosie route, because DaBaby's fan base now, he's trying to be, not even trying to be, DaBaby is mainstream, but he has a strong street following. He could very easily could not have apologized and just went on with his life, and none of this would have happened. Or at least half of it wouldn't be happening right now. But because he apologized, he made it worse. And I really feel like he should have said F it and just leaned into his image and been the bad guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, went the 50 Cent, Lil Boosie route, been the bad guy, and then people would have been cool. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. That's just, I don't know. I just think that would have been way smarter. And then once you have that brand, nobody expects you to follow those rules anymore. And you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Like Lil Boosie. Nobody expects Boosie to be woke. He going to say something messed up and y'all just going to deal with it. Like that's pretty much how that goes. And I feel like DaBaby should have took this opportunity because what he said the first time wasn't that bad. It was badly put together. I could get the woke idea around it, but I feel like everybody would have kind of forgot about it. But when he fed into it and it got bigger and now here we are, yeah, it's out of there. But I think he should have went the Lil Boosie route. I don't know about you, but I think that shit would have made sense. What you think?
I think he needs to learn how to pick and choose his battles. He knew that this battle was like not going to be won. He should have just not said anything.
Yeah, I think we
seriously, he should have just not said nothing.
Yeah, I think
people would have forgot about it. We'd have been over that.
100%. Yeah, I wouldn't have cared at all. And I don't think the streets would have cared. I mean, like I said, I think he did way more harm. But anyway, we did a lot of talking about DaBaby. I hope that his career bounces back. I think he's going to be okay. Hell, if Tory Lanez can bounce back after shooting him up, hey, anything is possible, G. Like, you will be fine. You know what I'm saying? Tory Lanez said ain't no canceling a real one. So I don't even think canceling is a thing no more. I think that he probably will lose these bigger shows for like a year. They'll all get over it, and then next year they'll book him for these same festivals they canceled him on. And if not, who gives a shit? He'll probably still get 20, 30,000 a show. So whatever. He probably get more than that right now anyway. So it's hard for me to feel sorry. I mean, it's hard for me to feel sorry for rich niggas. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, I ain't gonna get too in my feelings about the nigga. He be all right. You know what I'm saying? Just have a little less Bentleys and shit. Like, you know. But anyway, let's get to the stories of the day, man. So yeah, we done with the DaBaby stuff. I did kind of want to bring up the Spirit stuff. Did you hear about that, Shan? The Spirit, like they had like hundreds of passengers get stuck all across the country because they just canceled their flights because they don't have staff. I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if everybody got caught COVID or what. Did you hear about that?
I did. They're saying that the staff is on strike. It's Spirit, okay? It's so plain.
This is a nigga outside flapping on the
unpredictable.
Hey man, hey, no cap. I'm gonna tell y'all a funny story that we gonna get on to the actual show. I mean to their stories. But my mom told me one time she was coming in on Spirit. I think she was flying from Atlanta to Houston or something like that. And right when they landed, the plane ran out of gas on the runway. Like it ran out of gas when she got back. So they had to wait to like have them niggas push it or tow it in some shit. And I was like, that's what Spirit Airlines, they got just enough gas to get you where you gotta go. And then you out of there, fam. And this motherfucker went 5 minutes longer. Y'all would have been fucking out of there. That's crazy. So yeah, that's some Spirit Airlines shit, bro. If you can do better, do better. You know what I'm saying? It's not a bad flight if you're going from like Atlanta to Houston where it's like a 45-minute flight. But anything else, I would not take Spirit. That is terrifying. That is fucking horrible. But anyway, guys, if y'all watching on TikTok, make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe and follow the links in the bio. You get the whole show. You're only getting half the show right here. We got like 100 and something people watching on TikTok, so shout out to y'all. All right, so the first story of the night. Let me get to it. All right, so let's go. And if I'm missing some, I know. But yeah. Okay, so let's see. I got some good stuff for y'all tonight. Okay, this is a good one. So TikTok watching, so I'm gonna have to. I don't know, man. I don't report this. That's all I'm saying. All right, so my boyfriend got off to a picture of one of my best friends, and I don't know how to move on from it. Well, my boyfriend, a 23-year-old male, and I, a 23-year-old female, have been together for 3 years now. As of this year, my boyfriend and I's relationship has significantly improved. We went from arguing, being petty almost every day, to now being best friends and having a super happy, loving relationship. Yet I'm hung up on something my boyfriend did a couple of months ago. I told him I'd forgive him, but it would take time, but I can't make any sense of it, and I'm too humiliated to tell anyone, so here we are. I did the unthinkable, and looked into my boyfriend's phone. We have gone through this many times, people. Do not go through your significant other's phone unless you are looking for a reason to break up. That's not your business. You are violating their privacy, and this is how you get hurt. But okay, women like hurting themselves. Let's see what she did. All right, so So I did the unthinkable and looked at my boyfriend's phone. I went to his deleted pictures on his phone one day, and to my surprise, I see an up-close screenshot of one of my best friends. It's a sexy Halloween picture from her Instagram that I just so happened to take of her. I always had a hunch she was into her, but I kept blowing it off because she's pretty, and so are all of my friends. Plus, it's normal to think others are attractive. I confront my boyfriend, bawling my eyes out because I knew what the screenshot was being used for. How would you know? Like, what? How would you know that? All right, whatever. He's an idiot for admitting it. He admitted that he did indeed use the picture to get off to her. I can't even describe that kind of hurt, but for some odd reason, I decided to be understanding as he sat there apologizing, saying he knew it was wrong, blah, 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 blah. He admits he finds her attractive, which I say that's fine. We don't need to bullshit each other. I think some of your friends are, but what's not fine is the fact that he acted on that attraction, and I see that as being unfaithful. Who says given that opportunity he wouldn't cheat on me if his morals don't stop him from doing something like that? The fact that he didn't use all of the naughty pictures of me, us that he has, but instead used the Instagram picture of my friend, ouch. Side note, she is the only single girlfriend of mine in our friend group and likes to play the role of being seductive, hypersexual all the time and getting lots of men attentions while we go out drinking or whatever it is. Of course, our boyfriends all notice, but I always thought of it as being innocent and her just having fun. Little did I know my boyfriend clearly sees her in a much different light. Months later, and I seem to still think about it daily. I feel weird with them being around each other too, even though she didn't really do anything. I just don't understand why, and I don't know if I should actually forgive him because who knows if he's going to keep viewing her like he has. Okay, this is I'm not gonna keep reading this. Whatever. You are insecure at this point because of something that your boyfriend did. I get it. So this is the problem. First of all, like I said, stop going through your significant other's phone. That's not your phone. It's not your business. You're violating your privacy. Something that was a moment of weakness for him, where you have a beautiful relationship. You said that y'all were best friends. Y'all are all into each other. You were having the time of your life, laughing, chuckling, enjoying your space. You go through his phone and you find a moment of weakness, right? That you was not supposed to know about, that you were not privy to, and now your whole relationship is in question over something that is not even actually cheating. Okay? Now we gonna discuss this, me and Shane gonna discuss this, but I don't think it's actually cheating. First of all, it wasn't even a nude of the girl. And how did you know that when you looked at the picture that he had used it to get off? Like, I don't even know why you're, like, I accidentally take screenshots all the time on my phone. How you know he just didn't accidentally take a screenshot or whatever the fuck? Or maybe he just wanted to save it, but still, why would you think he jacked off to it? Okay, whatever. So now you're dealing with the fact that you learned this and you don't know how to process it. Well, the problem is number one, you have to decide if you want to be with him. Now, if you're going to be with him, you have to forgive him. There's no reason to stay with somebody that you're going to continually punish. Either you're going to agree to let it go, which you can do if you decide to let it go, or you're not, and you're going to keep punishing him. But instead of doing that, just let him go. And also, it's partly your fault for bringing him around your super extra sexual friend who probably flirts with all of you and your friends' girls. I mean, you and your girlfriend's guys, and gets them all hot and bothered, and you think it's a game, but you don't understand the lights that's going off in his head. Now, is he wrong for screenshotting the picture? And I guess, but is it cheating? That's a long stretch for you to go from looking at a picture of somebody, maybe even jerking off to it, to he is now a cheater. He cheated on me. I don't know if I can do this. That is a bit much. I don't know, Shan. You a woman. I'm a man. You gonna have a different opinion. I don't even know what to say to this one. You tell me.
It's not cheating. She shouldn't have been in his phone. I get that. But my thing is, he's 23. His balls just dropped. Like, girl, if you don't get I don't know.
But I say, he think everything's sexy right now. Everything is, he can't control his goddamn self. Look at you, Shane. Good point. Go ahead.
Like, his drop. Like, come on now. Now, you knew your friend was single. Why you keep bringing her around your man? If she pretty like that, why you bringing her around your man if you're in a relationship? You never bring, and I hate to say this because most single people are not like this, but you never bring your single home girl around your significant other. Like, no matter what. They can't relate to you. They can't relate to y'all situation. they're single. So there's not going to be any like kind of like what is that saying? If it doesn't relate, they can't understand it. Like your single friend can't relate to that. It's not her fault that she's pretty, and it's not your fault. It's not your boyfriend's fault that he's attracted to her. I mean, it's just human nature.
Now, what do you think?
He's at home with you.
Now, what do you think about? Now, this is the part that I need to go back to, and I want to get your opinion on it. She was more mad. It seems like she was more mad that instead of him using all of her pictures and and you know what? This is stupid. Now it's weirder because he knows her, but when we actually get down to brass tacks, this is kind of stupid. Why? Because you're mad that he didn't use all your sexy pictures and all your videos and pictures together. Well, because he see you every day. That's not a fantasy. That's not how fantasies work. And not only that, would you call him a cheater if you looked at his porn? So he can look at porn, but he can't look at that. Like, I mean, I guess I understand the connection. And I'm not saying you don't have a right to be mad and insecure. I'm saying that if you're going to be with him, you got to let it go because it's not worth the entire relationship if you're going to stay with him. But what do you think about that? The fact that she's more mad about the fact that he didn't use their pictures and videos. And if that's the case with him, do he got to use you every time or is that cheating? That's my question.
I feel like she's just like, I don't know. She's blowing it out of proportion, I guess. I mean, like she said, this is my thing. He found her friend attractive, but she also said that she found some of his friends attractive. So is that cheating? Is that considered cheating too? Why you keep thinking that his friends are attractive?
But see, this
it can't
no,
be.
exactly. No, and this is the thing. This is the reason why you can't go through people's phones because like going through somebody's phone and like going through something that they like, especially she went through his trash. It's like going through like somebody's the bad thoughts in somebody's mind. Like it's not fair, right? Like especially when you catch something like this because it's almost like a thought. Like imagine if y'all were having sex and she said that she thinks that some of his friends are attractive. What if during the whole thing one of his friends flash into your mind and you kind of linger on that thought for a little bit? Now, at that point, you've cheated, but he'll never have a chance, according to you, you've cheated, but he'll never have a chance to charge you up about it because he can't go through the back of your brain, but you can go through the back of his phone, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like a violation of, like, someone's intimate thoughts when you do that. Like, it's not cool. So that's what I'm saying. You judging him on something that you shouldn't even have to judge him on because you should know about it. I don't know, Sharon. But you kind of on the side that she tripping too. Do you think that she should let it go and just rock out, or do you think this? What do you think? Would you stay with him, or how would you?
If she want to
it?
be with him,
How would you handle it?
I would just be like, okay, that's weird. I'm like, that's weird as shit, but whatever. I mean, she is fine, but okay. Like,
that's a little weird, fam. Let's
move on.
It.
Okay.
Yeah, can we never talk about this shit again? Because right now it's kind of weird. Because you got deleted pictures, you screenshotting pictures, bro. Like that's a lot. But okay, like you saving shit for later, nigga. All right.
Saving it.
So look, all right. So look, that was a good one. All right, so let's find another one. We got some more shit. All right, so look, if you're watching on TikTok, make sure you go to YouTube and subscribe. The link's in the bio. You missing half the show. Just hearing me talk, you're missing my co-host and the rest of the show. But anyway. Okay. This is funny. All right, so this one is a today I effed up by not masturbating. All right, so years ago I was a late bloomer. When it came to the most common puberty hobby. Oh, I'm sorry, I read it all wrong. Years ago I was a late bloomer when it came to the most common puberty hobby. Talking about whacking off, guys, in case you just missed that one. Something about it just felt awkward, so I didn't do it despite unusually easy access to porn for a 14-year-old. Turns out not doing that has consequences. One day at the end of football practice, I started having intense abdominal and growing pain. The pain was so intense I could barely walk. I'm from a small rural area that pretty much has a deal with it, shake off the pain attitude. So I just dealt with the pain for about a week. At the time, I lived with my brother, who's 24, and then his wife, since my mom was a truck driver. My sister-in-law definitely noticed something was wrong, but I refused to acknowledge it and didn't tell her the full extent because I didn't want to admit to being weak or to talk to a girl about my tenders. My will finally broke when my mom was home for the weekend. She suggested it could be a hernia, which freaked me out even more. It led to me claiming I can just deal with it for the next 3 weeks of football. That didn't fly, so my mom, bro, and I headed to the ER. In our small town ER, one of the doctors was a Vietnam immigrant who was a fantastic doctor, but his broken English sometimes made communicating very difficult. He tells me to drop my shorts as I look in horror, that my mom and my bro were gonna see my wiener. After poking and prodding for a few minutes, he leaves the room for what felt like an eternity. He comes back and starts trying to explain that I was suffering from a growing pain of puberty where my testes were overproducing semen, causing a backup. There was a lot of awkwardness as we sat there trying to fully grasp what the doctor was struggling to communicate, which was I needed to find a way to release the excess semen. Doctors then gave me a pain shot prescription that should help. While we were waiting on the pharmacist to arrive after hours, I broke the silence in the truck by asking, did the doctor just say I needed to jack off? Oh, that's fucking hilarious. All right. Really, this is a reaction story for Shayna. You got anything to add? I didn't know that was, so apparently blue balls is an actual real thing. And guys, you know, I don't use this power for evil, but apparently you gotta do that during puberty or you get backed up. I didn't even know that was a thing, Shandell.
I mean, what his doctor says, like he's gonna be there out of nowhere. Like,
have you ever had a dude try to use that on you? Like I know back like before our generation, guys used to use that. Before like niggas had Google and a girl could just look it up. Old niggas used a lot of huh?
Mm-mm. I've never had a guy use that on me.
The blue balls thing.
Yeah.
I think, like I said, that's some stuff that I think that was the grandparents thing. Like our grandparents probably used that one back in the day before you could Google and they had like sex ed and the girls was like, that's not a thing, fam. But apparently it is a thing. You know, you just got to handle it yourself. Anyway, all right, so let's see what else we got. Let me see. Okay. This is a good one. This is a little weird one, but not weird, but it's a good one. I'm not the asshole for hugging my granddaughter and telling her that she looked pretty. All right, so let's see. Long story short, I haven't been able to see my grandkids until recently for obvious reasons. Well, yesterday my granddaughter was having a small party for her 7th birthday. It was my granddaughter Gracie, her parents, her 2 brothers, and 3 families from the neighborhood. Only 15 people total at an outdoor party in the backyard. My son asked me for over a month ago if I would feel comfortable coming to the party because all Gracie wanted was to see me. No presents, just a hug from Grandpa. Since she's my only granddaughter, oh, that's so sweet. Since she's my only granddaughter, I couldn't disappoint her. So I drove to her house, excited to see my favorite little girl for the first time in over a year. When I got there, her parents told her that she had a surprise inside and she came in to find me standing there. Gracie screamed and ran up to me to give me a big hug. Of course, I hugged her back and I told her I'd missed her. After a few minutes, we went into the back where her friends were, and I didn't know anyone as she just moved into the neighborhood about 6 months ago. So I asked her to introduce me to her friends. She told me who everyone was, and the last little girl she introduced me to was her best friend who was also wearing a dress matching Gracie's. Gracie asked me if I liked their dress, and I replied, I do. I think you two are the prettiest girls at the party tonight. The party continued on and Gracie insisted I sit next to her for pizza and dessert. She also sat in my lap at times. Today I found out from my daughter-in-law that one of the other moms, not Gracie's friend's mom, took offense at me calling Gracie and her friend pretty. Okay, here we go to the weirdo shit. She apparently said I was a creepy old man for hooking Gracie and telling her that she was pretty in her dress and making creepy comments about another little girl's appearance. But all I said was that they would both look pretty in their dresses, which was true. They were absolutely adorable. My daughter-in-law called the other woman a Karen, but said she thinks that all old men are creepy and that's why she complained. The other woman requested that I never be allowed back in the neighborhood at all. Jesus, I'm shocked someone would want to keep me from my grandchildren, but maybe I did something wrong and don't realize it. If I have, I want to know. I'm nearly 73 years old and I'm probably not up to date on everything that's changed in the world over the past few years. Am I the asshole for hugging my granddaughter and telling her that she looked pretty? Look, old dude, you are not the a-hole. I'm sorry that you have to go through this, and I'm sorry that nobody told you this, and I'm sorry that these people make you feel uncomfortable, but you are not the bad guy. There are certain people in this world who had certain experiences, who may or may not have had certain experiences, or who were just born shitty people. And these type of people make other people feel shitty. Or they look at everything through a bad or a negative lens, and all that they see is negativity because maybe something that happened to them when they were kids. But that has nothing to do with you. You had no ill intentions. All you did was answer your granddaughter's request to see you and call her pretty. I'm sorry, but you're not the asshole. And if anybody got something to say with it, then that's their problem. I'm happy that your daughter-in-law stood up for you. But no, there is no secret new age thing that you miss. And look, there's a whole lot of new age stuff going on, but this ain't one of them. Shan, you got anything to add? What's his face?
I feel like the other mother is probably mad because her child is probably ugly as shit. And that's probably what the issue is. Your child's ugly.
What?
His granddaughter was pretty as shit. It's her birthday party. And
That
you're
probably
probably mad. Ain't nobody tell you to have an ugly baby.
Jesus.
Period. She's mad because her child ugly.
See, that's some cold shit. Nah, facts though. You look, something wrong with. I don't know how Shan got from. I don't know how we got the ugly babies, but hey, apparently your kid ugly, fam. That's all we can talk about. All right.
Insecurity.
Security. Leah, they're gonna say that
Put a bag over your baby head.
You can't come back around, bro. That's a lot. All right, so I got a funny one. So am I the asshole for giving a 3-year-old beer? Probably, but we gonna read it anyway. So, yes, it sounds bad, but it really was an innocent thing. I was at a cookout with my wife's family, and I just opened up a cold one. My wife's 3-year-old niece asked me what I was drinking, and I told her it was beer. She asked to taste it, so I poured her like 1/10 of a sip in a plastic cup, thinking it would be bitter for her, but well, she liked it. She wanted more, and I told her it was a grown-up drink, but it was too late. She ran around the party demanding to drink more beer for the entire cookout. She wouldn't eat anything, she just demanded beer. She wouldn't drink anything else, she just demanded beer. And she demanded beer so much that they had to put her in a timeout. Anyway, the in-laws are mad now, and my wife isn't happy. Am I the asshole? You are definitely the asshole, but it's absolutely funny thinking about a 3-year-old running around the party screaming, I want beer. Like the visual of that is, I mean, you're an a-hole, but it's not on purpose. Sometimes you can be an asshole with accident. Yes, if this was my daughter, and I get it, you're uncle, you're trying to be funny, you're trying to be that cool guy. I'm an uncle. I'm always trying to be the cool uncle. But if I'm the father or the parent in this situation, and my daughter is now running around the party screaming for beer, I'm going to be a little bit pissed and embarrassed. I don't know about you, Shan. What you think?
Okay, so let me just say this. Being that my dad's side is Hispanic, look, I've been drinking beer since I was like 2, okay? So let me tell you something. It is not unnatural.
Oh shit, sometimes I be thinking Shan gonna go left and she go the other way. She's went the other way twice in this goddamn
It's like,
show.
no, he's an asshole. You shouldn't have gave her a beer. Okay, I feel like you're Hispanic, so if you are, you should have gave her beer. But if not, you should not have given her beer.
Now, it's funny because when I read this one, it's so funny you brought that up. And it's actually a good talking point because when I read this, I don't think the person who posted this was American. And he was saying that when he was talking about the comments in another comment, he was saying that there was a big divide about who thought he was an asshole and who didn't. And for the most part, it was people in the States who thought he was, and people outside of the States where the drinking age is more young and they're more liberal with alcohol, and alcohol isn't such a big deal, they pretty much considered it funny and they didn't think it was. So it's funny you said that because they was talking about the cultural difference and why some people may think that he's an asshole and some people not. So I agree. I mean, I don't know. Just don't give my kids no goddamn beer. God, and beer is gross. I'd be so mad. You got them hooked on what? Jeez.
We was drunk in diapers, okay? Every
Like,
party. I'm
what?
telling you, we was sipping out of everybody can. I don't care.
Get a baby girl some wine or something, some grapes, bro. What? How we gonna get that far? All right. Hey, somebody said in the comments my microphone is wavy. Thank you. I think so as well. That's a dope ass compliment. All right, so let me see. Okay, I see what I be deleting shit on accident. Oh, this is a good one. I want to get your opinion on this, Shan, because you're a female. This is some female shit. I don't actually know what's the right or wrong answer to this, but let me see. All right, so am I the asshole for waxing my 5-year-old daughter's unibrow? So my 5-year-old daughter has a pretty thick, dark unibrow that is very noticeable. Because of COVID, her preschool was online. Therefore, she was never bullied for having it. However, this past summer, her cousins came over to visit, and many of them teased her for her unibrow. They called her countless names. And at just 5 years old, my daughter already thinks she is ugly. It breaks my heart because nobody, let alone a 5-year-old, should think they're ugly. First of all, some people are ugly. There's nothing they can do about it, but okay. I reassured my daughter she is beautiful and not to listen to her cousins, but my daughter still believes she is ugly. In a week, she is starting kindergarten, and I really do not want the bullying to get worse there. So yesterday, I took it into my hands to wax her unibrow. I didn't shape them or anything, just waxed the middle off to get rid of her unibrow. My daughter was elated looking into the mirror and calling herself so pretty. It warmed my heart to see her confident in herself, but I made sure to remind her that she was beautiful both ways. When my husband came home, my daughter was so excited to show him her eyebrows. In front of her, he called her beautiful, but after she left, we had a huge fight. He said it was horrible for me to be subjecting my 5-year-old daughter to beauty standards, and that at such a young age, I'm pushing it on her instead of telling her she's beautiful the way she is, and no 5-year-old should be waxing their eyebrows, and I'm pushing the mentality that she is only beautiful without her unibrow, and that my daughter is too young to know what she wants, and she should be able to make her decision to wax it off when she is old enough. I truly understand all points that he has made. However, my daughter told me she wanted to get rid of her unibrow, and I didn't want her to grow up with the bullying and teasing and blame me because I could have prevented it. You know what? I'm going to be honest. I didn't have an opinion, but as I read it, I thought about it. Mom, I agree with you. I think the dad is tripping. I think he's out of touch and he doesn't really understand what it's like. Or he probably wasn't paying attention to what you were paying attention to and doesn't understand exactly what your daughter was going through. Because this is the thing. I get it. He's saying he doesn't want to subject your daughter to the world's beauty standards. But the problem is that she's already being subjected to it. Her cousins came over, and now, because she has a unibrow, she's the center of attention. And now that's what we're going to talk about. This is what all the jokes going to be about. And we're going to make sure you understand how crazy this thing on your face look, because that's what kids do. They're horrible, brutal little creatures that will tear you apart and rip apart your goddamn self-esteem if you give them the opportunity to. It doesn't matter how old you are or who the fuck you are, they will do it to you. So I think that your daughter, I think that you made the right decision by cutting the unibrow off, especially if your daughter was old enough to articulate to you what she wanted to be done. And it's not like it's a permanent thing where you went and got her a boob job or a tattoo. This is something that can grow back in a couple of weeks. So I don't think it's bad. I think that your husband needs to be more open-minded, and I think if he understood what she was going through, he wouldn't have that same opinion. He probably just not been paying attention because, the beauty standards are there. They're real, and you don't get to decide whether or not you participate in them, because if you ugly, the world gonna let you know. Shan, what you think?
I'm on both sides. I feel like the dad is right, and I feel like the mom is right. I feel like it would, and this is why I say this, because just because those kids are talking about her, you know what I would have did as a mom, and me not giving a shit about little kids' opinions, I would have put some little diamonds on my baby unibrow, and she would have been the only child with rhinestones. Now all of y'all are ugly, and my baby was like My Little Pony.
This is horrible advice. Now we really gonna talk about the unibrow, and your mama thought she helped it, but this shit is 10 times worse. And no,
my baby was like My Little Pony.
Shit, you got married and something happened. I don't know what happened, but this is bad advice. You know what we gonna do about the unibrow? Bring as much attention to it as humanly possible. We gonna make this the center of the show, goddamn. Fuck how you feel about it.
Bejewel your eyebrow.
That is a horrible idea. Nobody do that. Nobody listen to her. Don't do that to your kid. All right. So no, like I said, I think it's cool. I mean, hopefully it's not that. I mean, it sounded like it was a big fight. But yeah, I think she's right. I mean, I get it. You don't want to like perpetuate. You have to change yourself for society. But the thing is, you still like you can preach that. But that's not reality. Like, we got studies that show that if you're more attractive, you're going to get treated better by everybody. People who are attractive don't live the same life as people who are not attractive. They don't get the same men and women are going to talk to you differently. Jobs are going to treat you differently. People are going to take your order differently. It's a different world for people who are beautiful. I'm sorry. You know, I used to be one of those people. Before I cut my hair, you know what I'm saying? I was with the pretty people. Now I'm fucking bald and ugly. But I get it. I understand. I had my time in the sun. Shit, easy come, easy go. You know? At least I got to be pretty. The shit happened for like a minute and it was great when I was pretty. It was dope. You know, fuck it. Some niggas never got that far. So, you know, this is where we at. All right. All right, so let's see. All right, so this is a good one. Actually, I don't have any idea what the fuck this one is, so we're gonna find out together, guys. I think we probably got one more. Okay, this probably be the last one. Let's see. So, let's see. Am I the asshole for wanting my son to have access to his phone at his dad's house? This one seems disturbingly simple. Let's see where it goes. I'm a 29-year-old female. My son, a 10-year-old male, goes to his dad's a 31-year-old male every weekend and occasionally during the week when there's no school. His dad has a bit of a history with alcohol abuse, 4 DWIs, criminal vehicular operation while impaired, resulting in an injury of a passenger. He spent time in rehab and jail on and off for over a decade. And we had our own issues with emotional abuse. I ended up in a mental hospital for several weeks. Jesus, I don't know how the hell you let your son go with him. Anyway, I don't want that to affect my son though, so I didn't tell him about the emotional part. He's unfortunately aware of the alcohol abuse because his father makes no attempt to even control it around him. He's tried picking him up with the open beer cans all over the front seat several times. His dad recently got a girlfriend. I don't have any problems with him dating, keeps him busy. Unfortunately, it keeps him busy from his kids. He has other children with other women. My son has called me almost every time he's been to his dad's for the last 5 months that he's being ignored all the time because he's out with his girlfriend at local bars and having to clean up after his dad because he's drunk. His dad took away his phone after the last time and grounded him for telling me about him drinking and driving his motorcycle. I told him he needs to have his phone there and he can't punish his son for being concerned about his and his dad's safety. I'm told I'm the asshole for trying to control his time with him. We have a custody arrangement. Trust me, if there was anything I could do, I would. Am I the asshole for wanting my son to have his phone to call me when he needs an emergency? Also, we have a court-ordered custody agreement. We've been to court a few times over the years for these issues. Nothing was done at any of the hearings involving several different judges. If I could take him, I would, but I'd be held in contempt and I can't go to jail myself or my son for sure will be screwed. Jesus. So my first advice to you was going to be to say that you have to get your son out of that unsafe environment immediately because at this point, it's no longer about him being a bad person. He is actively and has many times, while you know this and your son knows this, put your son's life at risk. So the first thing that you have to do is get him out of this situation because your 10-year-old is having to deal with responsibilities that's way beyond his years that he shouldn't have to deal with. And every time you send him off with his dad, you're just lucky that he makes it back home to you at this point. So I would try to figure out what you have to do to make sure that he cannot see his father again. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm the guy that will pretty much say anything for a father to see. I'm the guy that pretty much supports a father seeing his son above all else in all situations. But when he's actively not only endangering his own life, but endangering your son's life, and you cannot trust him to he's already been in an accident and injured somebody because he was drinking while driving one time. He also has 4 other DUIs. He also emotionally abused you to the point that you had to go into a mental hospital. If there was any way for you to keep your son away from this man, please find a goddamn way. I don't give a damn if you got to start calling the police on him when these things happen, or have your son, next time he's driving him drunk, fucking text the police officer. Look, I know it's snitching, but at this point, he's a 10-year-old with a man who is drinking and driving, and that could possibly kill him at any point. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and it's hard for me to even care about him having his phone, which he does need to have and needs to be a part of the arrangement, when his life is literally in danger. I don't know, Shane. I don't know if I'm talking in circles, or if I'm even making sense, because it's like just shocking and a little terrifying. I don't know. You go ahead. You tell me what you think.
I agree. It's like, why do you keep putting your 10-year-old in this situation when you know how his dad is? Like, you're gonna have to you do some extreme shit to get him out of that situation. That's your child. Like, you carried that baby. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to. Just because that's his father, that he is right. You know that he's wrong. You're seeing the red flags. You're seeing the things that he's doing and putting your son in danger. That should be your number one priority. Your kid. You know, he didn't ask to be here, and then you want to take him out early because you want him to spend time with this drunk ass father who can't get his shit together. No.
But
get him some help.
What is she supposed to do? Because if she doesn't, she's like you said, if she doesn't take him to the custody take him to see his dad, she will be held in contempt and she can end up in jail. So and she's already told this to other judges that don't seem to care. I mean, if all of this is true, so this is really about. Our horrible criminal justice system, our horrible justice system, and the fact that poor people do not have the same representation in this country when it comes to legal matters as rich people. Because if she had money and can afford the right type of lawyer, the judges would listen to her and this wouldn't even be an issue. But because she's probably poor and she's having to deal with it her goddamn self, probably can't afford to hire a high-priced lawyer to make sure her father's son can't see her son. This is what she's going through. And this is like, it's just poor. You're just poor. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem here. And a lot of times there's nothing you can do about that. It sounds fucked up, but that's the truth. This is a poor situation. If you had more money, you wouldn't have this problem. It's not advice, it's just a reality. Yeah. I'm sorry, Shane. That shit sounded depressing as hell. I don't know if you would agree with that, but I mean, I don't know.
She needs to find an outlet. Like, she could do women's law. Women's law is a women's law firm that do pro bono work for women, okay? Don't ask me how I know that, but they do pro bono work for women.
Drop that info then. Hold on. Drop that info then.
Women's law, okay? Legal aid, anything that is pro bono, you need to get you a lawyer. But I say women representation would be really good in this situation. You need to give your child his phone. You need to let him know, hey, if you're getting in a car with him and he's intoxicated, call the police. I don't care if he don't even have to know that the police are on the phone. They can track you through your phone, okay? Call the police. You need to tell them that he's drunk driving. You're 10 years old and he's driving drunk and he's putting your life in danger. It is snitching, but at the same time, is it really? Because it's your father. He needs to get help, and he's not getting the help that he needs to get.
This is the thing. When you got a 10-year-old who has to be the adult and whose life is literally on the line, like, it'd be different if he had it wouldn't be different, but it would be a little bit different if he had one DUI or DWI, or maybe if he didn't have a DUI and he was just, I don't know. Anytime you're talking about drinking, I'm sorry. This is dangerous. The kid deserves better. He doesn't want the kid to have the phone. Also, what you could try doing, next time he takes the phone, call the police and say, hey, my ex-husband stole my phone for my son, and he won't give it back because that's technically stealing. It's not his property. So, he can't take it. So maybe that's something that you could do. I mean, a lot of this is petty and fucked up, but desperate times call for desperate measures. That's your son, so do whatever you got to do to protect him in his life and screw that guy. I'm sorry. He's irrelevant at this point. Protect your son, because if something happens to him, you're not going to care about the fact that you did something. You know what I'm saying? You're going to wish you would have made this call. You're going to wish you raised hell. You're going to wish you took it more seriously, and you already have a problem with it. So you might have to get petty. You may have to. Or if he keeps taking the phone, give him a backup phone. You know what I'm saying? Give him a fake one for his dad to take. You know what I'm saying? And he got another one he don't even know about, so he can call you in an emergency. Yeah, that's all I got, man. I think that, it's a horrible situation. I hate that that's something that anybody has to go through, much less a 10-year-old and his mother. But also goes back to something that we used to talk about before. I think we did mention this before on the show. Choose your partner wisely. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. A lot of these situations are situations only because of the person that you chose. If you had chose somebody differently and you had been a little bit more careful, and I know things happen and whatever, a lot of these problems are because you picked this person. Now, for the rest of your life, you got to play fucking Daredevil with your goddamn son and his dad every time he goes to see him. I'm just saying. So, kids or just people who haven't had kids yet, choose your partner wisely. That's all I'm going to say about that. Shannon, you got anything to add?
Like you said, give him a backup phone, give him a dummy phone for his dad to take, give him a backup phone. There's other options. You can go on Amazon and get the safety watches. It's like a watch, but they can dial 911. Like there's other alternatives if that doesn't work. You get what I'm saying? So you got to do what you got to do. That's your son at the end of the day. That's your baby. And you don't want to put his life in jeopardy because that's his father. His father can't get his act together, can't get his shit together. He's always intoxicated and always putting him in danger. Think like a mom. Go on Amazon, get that watch, okay? And give him a dummy phone and also give him a backup phone. You got to do what you got to do.
Facts. No, I agree. So yeah, that was the last story. We had about an hour right now, so we're gonna get on to our exit. It's been a dope night. We talked about a few things. Had a few cool stories. I'm mad that we ended it on a sad ass note. Sorry about that, guys. Kind of happen sometimes. But yeah, so I meant to say this at the beginning of the show, but I'll say it now. If you've made it this far into the show, do us a favor and rate the show 5 stars on Spotify, on Apple Music, wherever you listen to the show at, or leave a review as well, because it really helps with the growth. We are growing very quickly. Everything is dope, man. Like, fucking can't complain. So we appreciate your support, because you're the reason why this show is blowing up as fast as it is. Also, if you have I'm the asshole, am I the asshole? Or if you have a relationship question, you have a confession, you just want a story, you have a crazy story you want on the show, you wanted to react to, you can inbox me at I am Joe Stone on Instagram. Send me a message. I will get to it. I actually probably have, Shan, probably about 30 stories at this point on Instagram from people sending them in. I haven't even had a chance to go through them yet. But I think what I want to do is I've been saving them, because what I really want to do is I want to have like a special like TikTok episode with people, well, not in TikTok, but like the fans of the show episode where we go through all y'all stuff. So I think we'll probably do that next week, or maybe we'll do that, try to get it in. It'll probably be next week though, where we do just all fan stories. So I'm gonna hype that up so we can get more good stories in, because some of y'all can't write, some of y'all be giving me some nonsense ass stories or stories that go nowhere. So you know what I'm saying? So I mean, like, I got a lot, but I need a lot more, because out of that 30, I probably have like 5 good ones. We got like an hour-long show, so I'm gonna need y'all to come with it. So yeah, I think that's all I got. Shan, you want to shout yourself out?
Okay, because Joe made me change my name on social media. You guys can follow me on Instagram and TikTok under official Shandell. Shandell is spelled SHANDELL. That's how you can find me on all social media. Okay, follow me there. Go listen to Lemonade on all music platforms except for SoundCloud, because they don't want to pay you or whatever, so you not get my music, but everywhere else.
We gonna play it on the next show. I forgot about that. You got to play on the next show. We should have started the show promoting it too. We'll do it in the next show. So we'll get to the next show though. But definitely go stream the song. Matter of fact, y'all go follow Shan. The podcast is actually dope. When I tell y'all to do shit on the podcast, y'all actually show up and do it. I know this is the end of it, but so next time we're gonna do a beginning, because every time I say some shit, y'all really got to it. I asked y'all for reviews. The reviews is going crazy. I asked y'all for stories. Y'all been sending me stories, so y'all be actually listening. Shout out to the fucking listeners, man. But anyway, yeah, so send those reviews in. Please do those reviews for us. Send your stories in if you have them. Appreciate you for coming through tonight. Appreciate you for listening this far into the show. Thank you for all the support. I am Joe Stone. This is the Church of Joe Stone podcast, and I will see you in the next one. This is a campaign. This is our campaign.